There we go. Are we back?
It says we're back, but we're not back just yet, Tom.
Okay, I'll be right back in just a second. So chat amongst yourselves.
Go to the,
Please no.
Okay, we ought to be live.
it says live on mine.
Yeah.
Live on YouTube.
Yep, we're live.
Your customized view of the market. Get smarter trading technology for smarter trading decisions. Fidelity.
Does anybody hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Jim.
Okay, my, as usual, Zoom is mistreating me again.
Oh,
Okay, are we live on YouTube? I'm seeing us on YouTube. I'm not sure whether,
We're live, Tom.
are we live? Okay, good. Well, we've had I'd like to have a motion to come out of executive session, please. Moved by Jim Cloutier, seconded by Sue Witonis. And I'll call the roll on that. Commissioner Jameson,
Aye, yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
aye.
Commissioner Witonis,
Hi.
Commissioner Cloutier,
Yes,
and I'm in favor of that as well. So we'll come out and what is happening? Okay. Sorry, commissioners meeting live. I'm just getting logged back into my YouTube. I like to just to make sure we're still running. Okay. We have a couple motions to make after coming out of executive session. First is a motion about the issue with risk pool in the city of Portland. Commissioner Cloutier.
yes, Mr. Chairman, I have a motion that we direct the staff, including Corporation Counsel, to continue negotiations with an eye towards agreement with the city of Portland concerning use of the community corrections facility as a temporary homeless shelter, and take whatever notifications they deem necessary to the risk pool as a adjunct to that, but to continue negotiations with an eye towards reaching an agreement.
Can I have a second to that?
I'll second.
Susan Witonis seconds. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Gordon,
Yay.
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier,
Yes,
and I vote yes. So I think that's unanimous. Did I miss anybody? No.
Excuse me.
Miss Sue.
Oh, sorry, Susan Witonis.
Yes.
Sorry, give it a second. Yes, okay. I can't count to 5 anymore. I've been in quarantine too long. So, okay. All right. And we have a second motion coming out of executive session. Who'd like to make that? Commissioner Jameson?
Yes, I move that we accept the trustees' recommendation to extend the time to consider renewing the Maine Mariners lease through 12/30, to extend the time to reconsider the lease through 12/1/20.
second,
Yeah, so it's moved and seconded. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Witonis,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier,
yes,
and the chair votes yes as well. So that passes unanimously. So now I guess we Mr. Kennedy, do we have any public comments that we need to address at this point?
We've received one that I forwarded to the county manager.
Mr. Gailey? I think this is the second public comment I've had while I've been on the board. So.
It's what has been received is a press inquiry, which we will respond to. It's nothing that it's a direct question to the county commissioners.
So it's not a question, commissioners?
No, the staff can address after the meeting.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So we'll close public comment. Comments from the county manager?
Thank you. Few quick ones tonight. Wanted to alert the county commissioners that as of today, we have activated going back into a hybrid mode for staffing in the courthouse as we are seeing an uptick countywide in COVID cases, more so than what we were dealing with back in March, April, and May. And we are actually had a number of employees that have reported to us this morning that they have been in contact or have had family members that have been possibly exposed and are recommended for quarantine for the next 14 days. So it's been a pretty lively day on the COVID side, as it has been affecting staff in a number of departments throughout the county today. So we will be going, and those employees that can work from home will work from home a couple of days, and we'll do rotating shifts. Those employees that cannot work from home will not be part of the rotating shifts. They will be required to come into the place of work and do their normal county work. I had a comment on the budget, but we'll touch upon the budget during workshop. I also wanted to let the commissioners know that we have had some dialogue with the state court system, and we have put them in contact with Melanie, the general manager over at the Cross Insurance Arena, around the state court system using all or a portion thereof of the Cross Insurance Arena to run different types of courts, in particular courts that have juries, because that is a big issue right now. Is how do you one, invite 100 people in to pick a jury, and two, once you get a jury, how do you keep them separated enough in the smaller courtrooms that we have at the courthouse? So there has been a couple of conversations between Melanie and one of the judges, Judge Warren, at the here in Portland, but nothing has materialized just yet, though they're very interested. And then lastly, I just wanted to let everyone know that we have a couple of vacancies on our boards. The first is Bill Witten has resigned from the Cross Insurance Arena board. Bill is an at-large appointment, and so that is anyone in the county would qualify for that. And so if you know anyone that's interested, please direct them to the website where there is an application that needs to be filled out. And I believe the deadline for that is sometime in December. I should have had that off the top of my head. And I don't have it in front of me, I'm sorry. But it's around December 4th or the week after. We are also looking to fill a Board of Assessment Review vacancy. There are no districts on the Board of Assessment Review. It's really based on criteria in terms of background. And so it's, in short, if you're an attorney or if you're in the real estate profession, whether an appraiser or an agent, Those are the type of individuals that qualify under the Board of Assessment Review's guidelines. And so that is out there. And again, anyone interested in that appointment, information is on the website. And both positions will be running this week and maybe next week in the forecaster, in multiple regions of the forecaster, as that is an acceptable paper to put ads in, and one that is a little bit cheaper than the Portland Press Herald. So that's my report out for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions for the county manager? Jim, I did have a question. How often does the Board of Assessment Review typically meet?
They meet on an as-needed basis. If I was to guess, I bet the last time they've met was probably January or February. So, and if looking back at my 3 years, 4 years, however long it's been, they've probably met 4 times, maybe 5 times in those 4 years.
The reason I ask is the last time I appointed somebody to, and it wasn't the county Board of Assessment Review, it was in the city. And I said, it's nice and quiet. They don't do very much. And then a month later, the Main Mall decided they're going to appeal their assessment. And that went on for years. And she still hasn't spoken to me without, giving me the side eye first. So anyway, okay.
I remember that one.
All right.
Bob, can I ask with Jim a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, what is going to be with the schedule, Jim, for the executive staff?
The schedule for the executive staff. Right now, we're working through that. It looks as though I will be in the office the majority of the days, if not all 5 days a week.
Yeah, well, you need to take care of that too, so.
I understand that, and I appreciate that. But I'll be in, and the executive admin, Lauren, who's filling the position at this point, she will be working Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and working up at the Cross Insurance Arena on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Travis, we're working out his schedule in the coming days. And I'm working with the folks over in CDBG over the next couple of days on their schedules.
Good. Yeah. Keep of that. I come difficult. I appreciate the work that you and your staff do to keep lights burning safe. I think we've done a remarkably good job. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've down at all.
You're breaking up badly, Tom.
Yeah, you are.
Right? I can-
hear you now.
That better? Hang on.
Yeah, I think we hear you now.
Okay. But I was saying thank you, Jim. I think we've kept the lights on pretty well through this whole thing, and I know you'll keep on top of it. Next is comment from executive staff. Alex, I think you're the first one here.
Sure, I'll keep it brief. All county taxes have come in and on time, and otherwise the county budget for 2020 is remaining at the same pace as it was a month ago. So we're just trying to hold tight for the last 2 months now.
Good. Any questions for Alex?
No.
Seeing none, Mr. Kennedy, how is the government affairs doing?
Complicated. On this, no, not really on the state side. I mean, I think that the state legislature has been determined. The governor's office is not changing. It's really just a question of how functionally they'll be able to start their business, which is going to be fast and critical. I don't have any insight on what that's going to look like as of yet, but the caucuses are getting together and electing their leadership. And when there's a speaker and a Senate president and leadership on both sides, they'll begin to meet and talk about what a schedule will look like.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Travis? Okay, seeing none. Comments from county commissioners. Commissioner Jameson?
Briefly, thank you, Tom. I'd like to thank all the county residents that went out to the polls. As everyone knows, it was record numbers throughout, and that's what makes our democracy, our county, and our system work. So thank you all, whether you voted early or whether you voted on election day last Tuesday. We appreciate that you're sending the message that you want to send. Want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. We won't, I don't think, be meeting again, but in this very upside down year, it's important to thank and count our blessings, particularly if we've stayed healthy, your family has stayed healthy, and might not be able to be together with your friends and family during this Thanksgiving season. But the fact that you're taking the necessary precautions to protect yourself and else, I think speaks volumes. And so with that, I have no further comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Witonis?
As I would also like to thank, with the people that went out to vote. And I would also just remind people, to be safe. And I know it's a hard time that you can't be with your family. Well, but I think that we all, we need to do the right thing and stay safe. So, and a happy Thanksgiving, to everybody.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah, I guess everybody's going to echo the same thing. I was really proud of the citizenry with the vote that took place and the number, just amazing. And thank you. You should be proud for yourself. As far as the COVID issue, it's a tough one. I'll give you a personal experience. I just had a son and family back here from Minneapolis, and I got two great little grandchildren, and the closest we got to them is they were inside a car. So it's tough, but it's necessary. If we don't pay attention, this wave that started, we could be just at the beginning of it. I certainly hope that's not so, but please be safe and please be diligent. Wash your hands, wear your masks. I know it's a pain, but it could be a lot worse. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Commissioner Cloutier?
I guess I join everyone else in making a note of the two records that got set in the last few days. One was the positive one, a huge turnout of people voting. Maine has always been a place where people like to vote, and they do get out to vote, and it was even more pronounced this time. The other record, of course, was again a record today, as we've had today, yesterday, the day before, and going backwards now for a couple of weeks. This infection is starting to rear its ugly head in a very strong way. We did have some pretty good news about at least the prospects of a vaccination just today, but we're in for a tough couple of months. And so I know how fatigued and frustrated and kind of attenuated in terms of effort people get. And I just got to suggest and hope and pray that people can give it a little more energy to keep doing the things that they know they need to do in order to stay safe. That would be particularly hard cruising through the holiday season, but 2020 is going to go down in history for a lot of reasons. Most of them kind of tough, and so best wishes from all of us for Thanksgiving and the rest of the holidays as they come forward. But we all need to kind of suck it up a little bit and keep going. And so that's my hope for the season. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Commissioner Cloutier. I'll echo what other people said. On a personal note, I went for a walk in the woods yesterday. Nice 4.5 mile walk. Wore my mask the whole time. Not the most fun thing to do, but there actually were a fair amount of people out, which I was glad to see. And virtually everybody was wearing a mask, and to see that in the middle of the woods means that we're taking it seriously, and we really need to do it. Maine has been leading the way on that. We just have to keep up with it. It is inconvenient. It's not the most pleasant thing to do, but it's how we look out for each other. The mask wearing is not to protect yourself; it's to protect other people. So that's really the message to come through there. And again, record turnout across the country. I think the other thing about all of this is we were expecting potentially a lot of problems with voting. It's really been nearly flawless. I think is about as flawless as you can get when you're counting up however many, tens of millions of votes we had. It's actually, I think my observation is it went actually smoother than it has in past years. So how we've managed to do that, I'm not sure. But I think it's Americans pulling together to get that done. Maine elections are usually pretty smooth anyway. That's just how we roll up here. But across the country, it seems to have gone very well. And we're still, so there's still some places counting because they've got their own issues. But thank you very much for everyone. And a wonderful Thanksgiving. I enjoy Thanksgiving probably more than any other holiday because it involves a lot of eating and not a lot of anything else, and a lot of cooking. Actually, for me, that's the part I enjoy doing. So I hope get together as best you can. I mean, we may have a Zoom Thanksgiving dinner with our family this year. I'm not. We're still trying to figure that out. But it'll be fun to see everybody and. Get a nice meal somehow, somewhere, and count our blessings, which even in this troubled time are actually quite bountiful, I think. So, all right. I would, unless there's anything else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. We've got a couple of workshops we want to go into. I see Commissioner Cloutier wants to adjourn, and James again. And that wave. Okay, I see 5 waves. Anyone opposed can wave.